Hello and welcome to this edition of Kpsn. Things are heating up in the Hawk and our fall athletes are digging in on their quest to be the best. There are a number of exciting things unfolding in the standings as the teams approach the halfway point in the season. Our volleyball team is tied with Attleboro in second place with a record of 7-1 behind an undefeated Franklin team. This past Wednesday, they traveled to Sharon to take on the 2-4 Eagles, and they made quick work of them winning the match by a score of 3-1. Senior Sammy Shore led the way. She recorded 16 kills in the match, which led the team, and she also had 2 aces and a block. The girls will be looking to continue their success throughout the season and take home that Hawk Championship for the second straight season.
I think we came out really strong in the first 2 sets and we played a really good game, and then we kind of let it slip away from ourselves in the 3rd set, but we overcame our struggles and came back in the 4th set.
So one of our team mottos this year is to play the point by point. So I think as a team sometimes we just have to come together and just recollect our thoughts, because the game is very fast and we have a lot of younger players who aren't used to the varsity level. So I think as a team we just have to come together and just rethink and just calm down and just go the point by point.
I think that on Friday and then for the rest of the season we need to trust each other more and communicate, and then we'll have a successful season.
This week, the cross-country teams traveled to Franklin for their second meet of the season. Coach Bertos has been pushing the team hard at every practice, instilling confidence within their conditioning. The guys have been practicing 6 days a week and are in the weight room 3 days. They have high hopes for a far journey in the postseason with ambitions to win Hawks.
Personally, not the best start to the season. I'm running a bit slower than last year, not in quite the same shape. I'm coming off of a couple different injuries, but in terms of how the team is doing, I think it's among the best that it's ever been, really. I mean, you have one standout, Nate Sylvan's extremely fast. He's a contender for one of the top spots in the Hawk this year. But besides, he's our star, but we have depth. We got a lot of juniors. First year, Luca Giardini running great. A lot of sophomores stepped up. Some freshmen doing great. Got a lot of additions to the team this year. Didn't really lose anyone except for a couple of seniors. But the team's in solid shape. I have a lot of high hopes for the season. It's going to go well.
The girls team beat Franklin on Wednesday with a close score of 31-27, proving the girls have the grit and resilience to turn it up when they need to get that win.
Our KP golf team is on a 5-game win streak after shooting 155 to beat Milford and Taunton in a try match on Tuesday. That win secured the top spot in the Hawk Mock League, and they plan on keeping it. They face Milford on Monday, a team they've already beat, and this will be their last home match of the season. They are reaching to be back-to-back state champions, and the leadership from junior Ethan Sullivan and senior Gavin Croak has kept the team focused on carrying out this ambitious goal. The team has 3 games coming up next week, and they look to keep the train running. They are pushing to hold their position at first in the Hawk.
That's good.
This was an action-packed week for our field hockey team, playing an away game in Sharon on Wednesday and a home game against North Attleboro yesterday. The girls are holding on in second place behind an undefeated Franklin team, who they will face again on October 13th. Franklin beat us in their first matchup this season, so the team is looking to gain a lot of winning momentum when the time comes to the rematch.
The boys soccer team's determination to make a statement in the Hawk hasn't wavered. They have continued to work hard during practice, despite losing a hard-fought game last Friday against Milford.
What is your opinions on the defeat to Milford last week?
We just didn't play our game. We just didn't shoot like we should, and if we take more shots, we'll be able to win.
Playing against Milford was a rough experience. We really didn't play well that game, and we could have done a lot more to improve.
Just got unlucky with where 3 of the goals scored on us. 2 of the goals were scored from just the wind, so hopefully we get a little luckier next game.
This week they faced Sharon, and Jack Morgan netted a goal, leading KP to a victory with the help of underclassmen PJ Sullivan and Cyan Panda.
It took a lot of work to get here. It feels good, but we're not done yet. Still have a lot of work to do.
Our Warriors are looking to bring home another win against a tough North Attleboro team out on our home turf today, starting at 3:45. They are hungry for another win and will do anything to get a shot in the playoffs.
What's the game plan to beat North coming up?
So our game plan to beat North is use our tactics that we've been learning over the season to beat other defensive teams such as Stoughton. Stoughton play the same formation, so we used to look what we learned against Stoughton to beat North Attleboro this week.
What's the game plan to beat them?
Well, the game plan's a secret. We can't really tell anybody, but we're just gonna go all in and let the warrior out.
The girls soccer team is red hot following 3 big wins, allowing only 3 goals in those games. They are still 1 point behind Franklin, but despite being in second place, the girls have their sights set on winning the Kelly Rex and powering through this year's playoffs. Their defense has been fantastic, only allowing 6 goals so far this season. They are led by senior captain Grace Lawler at center back.
I'd say it's pretty balanced. We've heard that North plays a lot of over-the-top balls, so our defense will have to be ready, and their defense is usually pretty strong. We work a lot on offensive drills and shooting every week and spend a lot of our practices working on that stuff.
The girls were the first team to play against the Sharon Eagles on their new turf field on Wednesday. They handed them a 7-2 loss. Their next game is at North today at 3:45. Get out there and give them some help on their quest to be number 1.
I'd say this game is definitely really competitive, and there's definitely a lot of tensions because our new assistant coach is their old head coach, so I definitely think it'll be competitive.
Our King Philip football team had an astonishing defensive 19-14 win over Xaverian Brothers High School last Friday. The 2 teams have a similar approach on offense, run heavy and pound the rock concepts, leaving both teams to depend on their abilities of their defenses to hold tight for the win. The defenses let up their first points of the year, but also managed to score a pick 6 when Chris Cisse hit the QB as the ball fluttered right to Carson Meyer, who powered it into the end zone.
3-0 at halftime, you came out, set the tone with a pick 6. How'd it feel?
I felt really good. We knew we needed some energy, and that kind of got us going. Cisse hit him, and the ball just fell into my hands, so everything worked out good.
Although 2 big plays resulting in touchdowns put Xaverian back on the board, the Warriors put them behind them. A field goal by Matthew Kelly and a big push from the O-line allowed senior captain Nate Carney to creep into the end zone from 6 yards, securing the win and stunning the high-ranking Xaverian Hawks.
And show them how we do it.
Hasselbeck fire. The pass is picked up.
Last week's game definitely felt good.
Felt good to move up in the power rankings from 5 to 3. It was definitely nice to prove ourselves against a D1 team. I feel like the defense came out firing, and I feel like the amount of sacks and turnovers we got was kind of influential of the outcome of the game.
We never lost faith, and it all goes back to the summer workouts. We hate it, but looking back on it, it really helps us, brings the team together. Because I've seen past 3 weeks, all the other teams are gassed, and we're so ready to play another 6 quarters of football. So thanks Coach Lee for pushing us to the limits, and we're ready to take on whoever we got next.
After this thrilling game, our Warriors now look to remain undefeated as they take on Taunton tonight in their last home game of the regular season. This Taunton team has improved a ton since last year and will pose a significant challenge for our Warriors in their first Hockomock League game of the season.
Taunton's got one of their best teams of all time, great running back, great quarterback, great receivers. So I think our pass rush, which has been very elite lately, has to just get to the quarterback. Our defense has been clamps.
We know they're a good team. They got a lot of athletes, so we know we have to be on our A game if we want to win. We really want to win the Hawk this year, so this is step one in that.
I think the Hawks probably the best it's been in a couple of years. So we got Taunton to start off the Hawks schedule. I think we should come out with a win. Down the road we're gonna have tough games against North, Milford. They're always good programs. We had trouble with Milford last year. We beat them twice. We lost North homecoming last year, but I think we got a better team this year. I just think we're not one-dimensional this year. We can throw the ball, we can run the ball. We've played stellar defense, you guys have seen it. So I think we're gonna come out with the Hawk title, and after that, ring. We're being CM.
Patriots fans have been chatting up this week after what seemed to be a very serious injury to Mac Jones at the end of their loss to the Ravens. With time running out and the Patriots down 2 scores, the offense needed to get points on the board, and they needed it fast. The team found themselves in many potentially game-winning situations, but after multiple mistakes, the Patriots fell an extremely close game. They were moving the ball well, but the comeback fell short when Jones was hit while he threw the ball and was picked off to seal the win for the Baltimore Ravens. After the play, Mac was seen hopping off the field, frustrated and wincing in pain with what has since been diagnosed as a high ankle sprain. With this timetable for recovery still in question, the Patriots need to be prepared to play next week without the second-year quarterback as they look ahead to play Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, who are coming off a big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
How do you think Mac Jones' injuries are going to pan out over the next few weeks?
I think we've heard positive things from the Patriots coaching staff. I think that's an injury that should not take him long to get back because they know they need him. I think next week against Green Bay, which is something we'll get to, I think you can expect to see Hoyer the Destroyer, but after that, it's going to be mostly Mac Jones. I think he'll come back.
Yeah, speaking on Green Bay, how do you think the Pats should game plan to beat Aaron Rodgers?
I think the Packers are kind of like a fossil of the team. Their game plan, their coaching, it's very old school. Aaron Rodgers, very old school. Without Devontae Adams, their offense isn't the same. I think the Patriots can continue to play old school football because themselves, they are also a bit of a fossil of a team. So I think you can expect a close game, a low scoring game, and I think the Patriots have a chance.
Turnovers killed us. It was a boxing match, right? Mm-hmm. It was going back and forth, and then one of the own boxers started punching themselves. And that's what the Patriots did.
Yeah, the fumbles and the picks.
They lost the game for themselves. Yeah. So, overall, Gillette experience, W. Overall game, L. Trade Mac Jones, get rid of Bill Belichick. Let's rebuild, all right?
I have very low confidence in the team. With Mac Jones getting injured and Brian Hoyer stepping into this position, I don't think we're going to do that well. I think we're going to lose to the Packers and fall to 1-3. Me personally, I'd rather see Bailey Zappi shine because he could be the future of our team than Brian Hoyer, who's an older guy.
I feel like we need to bring back Cam Newton. He was definitely a factor to our offense, and Mac Jones is not cooperating with our offense and Matt Patricia. But yeah, I definitely feel like we need to bring back Cam Newton and see where that will take us.
That's our broadcast this week. We'll be back with all the updates next Friday. Have a great weekend, Warriors. Get out there and catch a game.